With Mirth in Funeral by Arbit. Evil Batley was 25 and his brother was dead. The funeral was yesterday and they were still in the same cheap hotel. The room was barren and sparse like any other hotel Zoomer had been to. It smelled like smoke, dark and hazy, a cloying presence in the air. The smoke was from Evil's cigarette. Neither of them were wearing much. "You're terrible," Zoomer said, sprawled on the bed next to him. His body still ached with the buzz of sex, even though he had wondered how he put up with Evil every time. Evil was a man, a younger man, a ruthless, amoral, clingy, needy younger man. He had risen through the ranks of the gang, overtaking Zoomer, who was behind with no hope of catching up. Now Zoomer was his subordinate, a reversal of their original roles. He still fucked Evil though, and not the other way around. That was how he made the situation bearable for himself. "Your brother's funeral and you're not even sad?" Zoomer said. Evil chuckled and brought the cigarette to his lips. Before meeting Zoomer, he used to cough when he smoked, but back then, he wasn't a smoker. "Of course, I'm not sad. You know how long I wanted him dead." "Not really. I'm an only child, never had any brothers to hate." "It's not like that." Evil took a drag and blew smoke into his face. "I didn't wish he was dead because I've hated him." "You don't know what you're talking about, so shut up." Zoomer believed him. He had met Evil's brothers once. And for all his virtues, he was not a man anyone could hate. He was too much of a good person, his very existence impossible to despise. That was no problem with his brother. Evil was just born evil. Zoomer huffed and rolled over, crumpling the sheets. A lazy smile grew on Evil's face, like he was watching a well-behaved dog. It made Zoomer feel like a large Saint Bernard his neighbors had growing up. "Hate him then," he said, plucked the cigarette from Evil's mouth. "You know, smoking doesn't suit you." "What does that have to do with anything?" Evil snapped. "I should have never told you about him if you're going to patronize me." "Probably not, but please, tell me more." "He was..." Evil paused, made his face into a mask, and continued. "He was nothing like everyone thought he was. Everyone thought he was great. Did you see how many people came to his funeral? They all cried for him, and only I didn't. Only we didn't." All of a sudden, Evil was in hysterics, fits of laughter racking his body. "The good die young, isn't that right?" and and I killed him." Zoomer felt like his heart was about to burst out of his chest, but when he looked at Evil, all he could muster was pity. "My wife is like you," he said. "Batshit insane." Evil wiped tears from his eyes and grinned at him. "Is that why you slept with me?" Zoomer didn't respond, not even when Evil stubbed the cigarette out on the nightstand. You chose to follow me, he said sulkily. He stared at the ceiling, watching the shadows move in the morning light. We're bad men. Killing's supposed to be normal for us. Not when it's family, Zoomer said. His body felt like lead, and the distance between them seemed to stretch on for miles. Even in the gangs, there was loyalty, and Evil had proven himself disloyal in the worst way. The air was heavy with silence. Evil was a changed man, and he liked this new version of himself. Zoomer could tell from his face. If his brother still lived, if Evil hadn't killed him, then he would be nothing. Nobody whose name no one knew and would never get to know. Evil Batley would be a half-baked, heady criminal who wouldn't last a year before he got shot. But now he was somebody. He was an unrepentant Cain, a killer of his own blood. His brother was dead, and Evil was smiling. The smile of a man who finally wanted to live. Zoomer was right. He was batshit. The kind of batshit it took to take everything he had and spit on it, burning it down until there was nothing left. This was long past the time of regrets. Evil looked over and grinned, raking his eyes over Zoomer's body. Unbelievable. At a time like this, he was still hot for him. He leaned in close so they were sharing the same breath and ran a hand down Zoomer's chest, over the scars that covered his skin. Zoomer was getting on in age, and a lifetime of doing dirty work showed. With each passing year, his trigger fingers slowed and his reflexes dulled, but Evil probably liked that about him. There was a glint in his eye, as sharp as a knife's edge and twice as dangerous. When I make it big, I'll make sure you get what you deserve. Zoomer stared back with raised eyebrows. Wouldn't follow you otherwise. Then, he reached over and ruffled Evil's hair. You'll have to work on your laugh. It's weird, Zoomer said, but he was looking away. His eyes were fixed on the corner of the room, and the hand on Evil's head was shaking. Hold on. Hold on to what you can still have while you can. Sure, Evil said, sounding amused. There was no saving him, and they both knew it. They were on the same kind of sinking ship. All Zoomer could do was try not to have regrets. Did Evil feel sorry for him? Did he feel sorry for Evil? Who felt worse than the other? With a smile like drowning, Evil took 2 cigarettes from the box and handed one to Zoomer. Let me light yours, he said, and leaned in. Their cigarettes touched in a mockery of a kiss. Long, slow, and close. It was sweet, sweet poison. With Mirth and Funeral by Arbit. Hello friends, thanks for watching that video, and if you like my voice acting, you can support me by subscribing. Alright, that's it. Bye senpai.